If you clicked on this video, the chances are that you want to see how I have blown up my account. Well, the truth is that I have blown my account up this week, but just not in the way that you probably expect. This week, I have blown my account right up because I have had one of the best winning trades of my trading experience so far, making 5.5% on my account in just 2 days. And in this video, I'm going to share with you exactly what I did to make those gains. I'm going to share with you the entire process step by step, including my strategy and also a look at my live trading account data. So if you are interested in that, keep watching this video. All of the software that I'm going to be using will be linked in the description below. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and let's get straight into the content. First things first, I've taken this trade in 2 accounts this week. One is with my trading account that I have with the prop firm, the 5%ers. If you're not sure what a prop firm is, then I will talk more about that later in the video. But it's basically where you take a share of any profits that are made of the account, and it gives you access to more capital when you are trading. The second account that I took this in is in my own personal live account that I have been trading for some time now, and that's with the broker Vantage. But for this recap, I am on my platform here with the 5%ers, and I'm going to just go into the history section, and let's just go into custom periods, and I will select this current trading week, which started on Monday, the 8th of April. And here you can see 2 rows, which represent 2 of the positions. That's because I took partial profits throughout this trade, but it is just the one trade that I took this week. And this gave me a nice profit of $332, which is 5.5 times my risk. Now in my live account, that's 5.5%, but I risk a little bit less with the 5%ers, risking 0.3% per trade. And so this works out a little bit over 1.5% profits. So how exactly did I make profit on this trade? Let's have a look at the charts. So I loaded up my chart here. This is the 15-minute time frame, but I have zoomed out quite a lot so the candlesticks are small so that we can see intraday price action for this current week. Now starting here, you can see this is Friday's price action. Monday here, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then the current day that I'm recording this is the Friday. Now I got long around about here, and I got out in profit around about here. We're going to dive into the exact strategy, entry, stop, and target in just a moment. But I want to go through the process, the mindset that I had as to why I took this trade, because you may be looking at the chart and thinking, how do you know to go long? How do you know to go short? Where do you get in? And all those questions I'm going to answer in just a moment. Now, this massive drop we had here on Wednesday, this was mainly due to high impact news release that was out. It was very good for the US dollar, the CPI release. If you want to check that out, you can find out more information on forexfactory.com. That's where I get all of my news at the start of the week. That combined with the technicals meant that we saw this huge drop down. Now I didn't actually trade that because at this point I had already put away a very nice profit on the week, and I'm a really busy mom of 2 boys. That's my full-time job as well as trading. So I'm not always on the charts, and I have to know when it is good to just sit out, and it is one of those occasions. But if you caught a piece of this pie, do let me know in the comments below. First things first, I've loaded up the daily time frame here. All of my trades are rooted in the daily time frame. I use this to calculate my bias as to whether I'm long or short. I use this to identify key daily levels, and I use this to pretty much guide my trading decisions, getting it on the faster time frame to just make them more precise. If you're a beginner and this is not making a lot of sense, then my book Forex Trading 101 for Beginners may help you out. There is a link below in the description if you want some more information about that. First things first on the daily, and that is to establish that we are in an uptrend. However, we have come to a period of consolidation. We have been ranging. But zooming in on the most recent daily action here, this is a very interesting pattern. Although price has been in a temporary pullback, making lower lows and lower highs, made a low here. Last week on the Wednesday, we saw a huge bullish push up that closed just above this previous pullback here. Since then, we had a couple of bearish candlesticks, and the most recent one, this candlestick here on the Friday, was a pin bar. So we had this large lower wick, which was rejecting the lows, and more importantly, the bodies had closed above this previous level here. This to me shows that there is momentum to the upside, and although it doesn't exactly mean that price is going to take off going up, it certainly means that it is going to attempt to go higher. But where may price be targeting? Well, this is where I use this really useful tool, one of my favorite tools with trading, one of my favorite drawing tools, and that is the Fibonacci retracement. And I placed this at the previous pullback where this large momentum candlestick came down, and I dropped it at the lows. And just to make my charts a little tidier, I highlighted these 3 lines here, which are the 3 areas, the optimum trade entry areas. These are the higher probability areas of where price is likely to pull back to, and they are the 62%, the 70%, and the 79% levels. So from the daily time frame, I have my bias. I am temporarily long this week, and I have a target area as well. Once I had this established, that's when I dropped to a faster time frame. And firstly, I dropped to the 4-hourly time frame. This just gives more information, but it's the same pattern that we were looking at on the daily. The fact that we had this range, that price had dropped down, but then we had this push up that broke above this high here. Now, what's very interesting about this is both of these candlesticks, the huge momentum down and then the huge momentum up that took out the highs. The bias is long. But more importantly, once again, applying the Fibonacci from the lows to the high of this move, we can see on the 4-hourly, the price had come and tapped these 3 key levels of the fib and made a large bullish push up. Now, more importantly, once it did that, so we came down and we had a push up, we had another bearish candlestick down intraday. So this is looking on the Monday, the day that I'm looking to take the trade. We had a bearish candlestick down, and then we had a green candlestick pushing up. When there is a green candlestick and my bias is long and the green candlestick is on the 4-hourly time frame intraday, that's when I'm pretty interested in looking to get into a position long quickly, because it shows that over the next 4-hour period, it's likely that price is going to go up, and I want to get in on that move. So then I drop to the 15-minute time frame. Now, the 15-minute time frame is probably my preferred time frame for trade entry, for setting my stop and my targets. Sometimes I get in on even the 5 minutes, but for this trade, it was the 15 minutes. And that is because I got in a little bit earlier. I got in early in the morning for the London breakout session, and I was taking this with a view to have both a smaller target and also a runner, a trade to run for the week, aiming for this key level that we highlighted on the daily. I'll go more into that in just a moment. First, let's have a look at where I got into this trade. Once I drop to the 15-minute, I am most interested in the intraday price action and maybe a little bit of the price action from the day before. So we know we had this big drop down and we had a push up, and intraday price opened here. We made a low here, and then price came back up and it closed pretty much at the daily open, and since then it's been ranging. Now, I wanted to buy preferably at the lows to get a better entry. So to calculate a good place to get in, I used my fib and I went from the low of the day, and I dropped it at the high here. Once I'd established this, I set my order, and then I used a 15 pip stop, which was just below the low of the day, because I'm pretty confident price is going to go up from the daily bias, from the 4-hourly. I feel like it's just consolidating at the open. If it breaks the low of the day, then the chances are it's going to continue going down, but I was pretty confident it was going to go up. So I had my start below the low of the day. And for my target, I had 2 positions open. So first I was targeting my usual 1.5R, which was a break of these peaks here. And it's a good profit loss ratio. But I also set another position. It was the same entry and it was the same stop, but it was a larger profit target. So I was interested in trying to get this move up here. Originally, I was looking at a pullback to that Fibonacci area we drew out on the daily before, which is this rectangle up here. That would be just under 5R. But I didn't want to get greedy, so I decided to just adjust that and set that to 4R. Because to me, I have learned from past experience that if you get too greedy, then you may just miss out on the trade. So this was my trade plan. I set a buy limit at this level. I set my stop loss. I set my profit target. I set this all just before the London breakout session around about 7 o'clock, because then I had to go into mum mode, get my boys up, get them ready, get them breakfast and so on. And In order for me to manage this trade, all I did was set it in my broker. I set some trade alerts at my stop, at my target, and then also a couple throughout this larger profit target here. And then I just let it work out. And this is what happened. To begin with, there was a little bit of hesitation here, but price made this double bottom, and beginning the New York session, we started to get a nice push up. Monday PM, price hit my first profit target and I made my 1.5R on the first trade. Once price did this, I had my alert go off, so I simply adjusted my stop on my runner for the week to break even to ensure that I protected my account. Risk management is key. At this point, I was already up and anything else was going to be a bonus. And so price played out. It ranged a little bit here, and Tuesday, as we went into the New York session, it rallied up and it hit my profit target at 4R, giving me a total of 5.5R on this trade, which was 5.5% in my live account with Vantage. And for those of you who have been asking me how my account is going with the 5%ers, yes, I am still in the challenge. I'm in the instant funding, the hyper growth challenge. I'm taking it slow and steady. I've got weekly targets and so far so good. I'm hitting those. The account is growing very nicely, and all being well, I'm hoping to pass this within a few months, but I am trying to just relax into it. I've got such a busy lifestyle with my two boys that at the moment I can't force anything. I can't push anything. I've just got to trade the best and leave the rest. But this is where having a weekly runner really helps to give more profits when there are opportunities to make them. But before you're on the screen here, you can see my graph showing my account P&L. I had a very nice steady equity curve. I had a couple of bumps here, but this week has managed to push me back up to all-time highs in my account. So that's really positive. And then it's quite interesting to see the statistics here as well on the right-hand side, because it shows you what trades you have taken and some important data such as the profit factor. So I'm using a 1.6R profit factor. That's mainly because I usually have a slightly higher profit than 1.5R to account for commissions. But recently I am exploring this idea of having a trade runner, a profit runner, as I have on this trade, which should help to boost that and ultimately make more money. And below that, you can see my win rate, 55% accuracy, which, it's not perfect, it's not brilliant, it could be higher, but it doesn't matter too much as long as I am making more profit than I'm losing. I can keep my account profitable with these statistics. I am finding this account challenge so much more relaxing than previous account challenges that I have taken with prop firms, mainly because there is an unlimited amount of time to pass the challenge, which really suits my busy lifestyle at the moment as a full-time mother of two boys in preschool years. If you want some more information about the 5%ers prop firm, I have created a separate video, so I will link to that above, and there's also a link in the description below if you want to have a go for yourself. Meanwhile, if you've enjoyed the video, do let me know by hitting the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel below, and I'll catch you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.